Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, August 20th, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're doing well. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share if you connect with what you're hearing. I am also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp, and I'm on Facebook under my business page, Spirit Teacher Lisa Hopp. Please go there. Please follow. I will always post inspirational messages, and I will also give you updates on my upcoming events. I'm so grateful that you're here. For those of you coming back, so grateful every week I say it. And it's the truth. I always say to my clients, I'm not allowed to lie. I actually say that in my personal life as well. And it's the truth. I really can't. It's so uncomfortable if I try to pull it off, even a white one. And so it's the truth that your testimonials matter. The way that you are positively impacted matters. It's why I decided to do this podcast, so it speaks to my intention. And I do want to hear suggestions. I do want to hear, all feedback. I'll do my best. We're all in our place. We're all asking for help, for support from this universe. And speaking of that, I'm a little bit tired today. And I'm a little bit tired because I couldn't sleep last night. I woke up in the middle of the night. Actually, I did fall asleep and then wake up. It was probably about 2 to 3 a.m. And in the middle of the night, I felt a void, which is going to lead me to today's topic. I felt the void of what I felt and saw missing in my life. And it wasn't material. It was about emotions. It was about support. It was about not feeling loved, to be honest. And I know better. I know better that it is my role, my job to fix it within myself. That what I'm receiving back is what I'm putting out in some way. It's not that I deserve it on a human level, but we are the ultimate creators. So I knew in some way I had to do a reboot. And so whenever I do a reboot, I go right back to my manifestation intentions. I have lists. I'm in the process of creating a new digital vision board for myself. I have a cardboard one. But it is good to be able to see your life in front of you in 3D imaging, with all the emotions, with all the feelings, with all the colors, with all the impressions. And I just so know the importance of that. So I knew I had to get up and tweak something. Now our greatest teachers, our greatest spiritual teachers, Bob Proctor, perhaps a Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, those that go back even further, they will tell us that when we do make intentions or manifestation lists, when we ask for things from the universe, we should always be from the place of service. Like, what would I do in exchange for this great gift? Now, many of us, maybe most of us, are taught to pray like that we put a condition on it, that we bargain, that we negotiate with who we're praying to, whether it be God or Jesus or a saint or an angel. I promise I'll do this if you grant this. That's not what I'm talking about. There should be an exchange. If you ask for, let's say $1 million, what will you do with the $1 million? Yes, you can have the beautiful home and the beautiful car, but how will you serve? But make sure that you're not coming from a place that you feel you're not worthy to have what you're asking for. So we tend to promise we'll serve. We tend to promise we'll do this or that. So we have to be very careful. It always has to be about what we love, what we truly want to do, what makes us feel butterflies inside, what gets us going, in a wonderful way, which is very positive feelings. So as I was thinking last night about my tweaked list, my reboot, its simplest little knowing came to me. When I was asking in this, and not meaning, and I don't mind sharing, when I was asking to have the ability to easily and effortlessly be able to afford my office and extra space, I didn't have to add. I knew I didn't have to add things to do. I didn't have to build upon in a burdensome way being worthy of receiving the gifts of easily and effortlessly being able to maintain an office. I just simply said, this is going to be easy and effortlessly to afford the extra space, and then I'll have more energy to serve my clients and give them all the healing tools they could possibly benefit from. Simple. No added, I'll add this, I'll add that. I'll give more to charity. Nothing like that. Nothing that's a bargain. I simply ask the universe with gratitude and asserting it's mine. It is now mine to have that ability. To just let it flow, for it to be easy. And then I have more to serve with. And that makes the universe, by the way, very happy, because they know we are one, this universe, this source, God, heaven, however you want to call it. They know we're one and that we are connected and at our core know to serve each other. So it's okay for me to say, make it easy for me. Now, by the way, I am in the process of having larger space at my office. It's not there yet. So I'm focusing on the present of the intention of having it now, what is coming to me in the future. I'm setting it all up now so that it flows easily and effortlessly. And also this reboot, focused on personal relationships, focused on home, focused on travel, focused on health, focused on a well-rounded, fulfilled life in every way, living life to the fullest, feeling joy, feeling peace, feeling tranquility. I described a home as warm and fuzzy, with tranquility and peace. That is your birthright, and it is my birthright. Now, I had a manifestation list before. I condensed it and I added. And this morning I got up and I looked at it again. And when you look at, whether you keep a journal or a list on a computer or sticky notes or however you want to do it, and you look at it, you feel it. You know it's yours. You're excited for it in every way. So then, after I do my reboot, and I know that I've asked for this from the universe, and so the void that I'm feeling, the gape that I'm feeling, it's now been fixed. I know it's mine. Great office, great home, great friends, great health in every way, perfect health. Strong, young, vibrant, active. I know I'm traveling to all those places that I've put down. I also took things off the list that I have gotten. The list can be edited all the time. because sometimes you upgrade, and sometimes that which is important to you is not important to you as much anymore. So after I did that list in the middle of the night, well, probably a lot of you were sleeping, I then did a meditation to feel, allowing myself to float and feel and see all of it. And sometimes I would start to drift off because I was so relaxed and so happy about experiencing these new potentials. And then after I was done the meditation, which is probably about 45 minutes, I went off to sleep. And I slept soundly when I couldn't sleep before, because I was filled with all emotions that I didn't want to have. But those emotions have been replaced now. So that finally, after 11 minutes, comes to our topic today, the mirror. What mirror do you look into about yourself? I was looking into the mirror of people not caring about me. I mean, not all. There are some that listen, that I know care and show it. And I'm grateful for you in my life. But for the change that can come in the ebbs and flows of this world, sometimes the greatest man feels the most loneliness. But we should not perceive ourselves from how others treat us, because they're going through their own story. They're going through their own feelings. I say this so often, that everyone is treating us truly to the best of their abilities. And when we put expectations on it, we tend to be disappointed. And it's easy to be disappointed by the acts of others. And some would say, don't put expectations. But if you don't, how do you know what you want? You should be able to ask for whatever you want, for whatever you desire. And you will get it, by the way. You will get it. But you cannot force it from those that you see in front of you. You'll get it from in other ways, from other people perhaps. And perhaps, yes, you can get it from those around you. People respond to energy when they want to be in your life. It's the only way really for people to change is because they want to change. But you cannot say you must change. You must accept them for who they are. I notice that when I am in a very abundant manifestational state, there are those around me that shift to be a part of my life. And there are others that back away. And that is how life is to go. It is supposed to have a flow like that. But it doesn't mean that it cannot be sad or painful or empty at times. It doesn't mean that you escape those hurtful feelings. It just means that you can always have what you ask for. You're always taken care of. You're always loved. And if you go with the flow, you'll see it. And if you're willing to go with the flow and allow it from unexpected sources and really live the ride of life, well, that makes life better and better. And don't manifest small. You can start out small if you don't know if you believe in yourself about doing it. Great teachers would tell you start small, like manifest a cup of coffee or something like that you're not really attached to. But honestly, ask for what you truly want And notice that most of the time it's not material. Most of the time you're going to ask not for $1 million or $1 billion. You're going to ask for financial freedom. You might ask for peace or health, good health, perfect health. You might ask to feel secure. You might ask for love in all your relationships instead of a particular something for one person, as I said. You might ask for the ability, again with financial freedom, to buy something rather than it. But it doesn't mean you can't ask for the ideal car or the ideal home. It's all right. We're taught, some of us, a lot of us, that if you focus on the material, that somehow that might threaten your ability to go to heaven. No, it's about intentions. It's about what you put out. If you put out harm to others, there are consequences. If you only ever think of yourself and no one else, consequences. But you can't take care of another unless you are full. You have to take care of yourself first. And to be honest, source energy just doesn't mind. If you want a new BMW, it doesn't mind. But you will notice that if that is all you want in your life, things, you'll feel that emptiness. Ultimately, we want connection. We want love. We want fulfillment in every way. We want to laugh. We want joy. We want happiness. Ultimately, if we had a bunch of stuff, we'd probably get bored with it. I always say that if you had all the ice cream in the world, if you're a great ice cream lover, eventually you'd probably get tired of ice cream. Even those that I love to watch, I'm not a big cruiser by nature. But when I'm getting ready, and I recently, earlier this year, took a cruise. When I'm getting ready to go on a trip, I tend to investigate it and research it. So earlier this year, I started to follow people who cruise as a passion. Really, they're making it their lives, some of them. And they're blending cruising with their jobs. So they have the ability to have the freedom to do that. And I say, go do it. I love it. We should all be living our passion. We should all be living our ideal life. And they are. But even those who are passionate about cruising, and it's their number one thing, need a break. They'll go on a road trip. They'll get an RV. They can't cruise all the time. Because then it's kind of like too much. But do they do it much more, the passionate ones, than the average person? Absolutely. And that is their birthright. That is. I suppose you appreciate it more when you take breaks. You get revved up to get back at it again. You're drawn to it. I talk about that with things I want to do. It's drawing me back. I'm going through withdrawal. What are you feeling withdrawal from? Ask for it. Is it friendships? Is it some form of family? Is it freedom? Is it feeling good? Whatever it is, reboot and make the intention to have it. And when you make the intention, do not put it into the future with I will have it. I am. I have. That is so important to keep it in the present tense. You don't want to keep it away from you. It is yours now in energy. It just will at some point divinely show itself physically. So I am happy today because I know what I asked for. It's in the process of showing itself physically. And you'll notice changes when you do this. I got a reminder the other day that sometimes we have loss before we have abundance. Sometimes we lose a phone or lose a job, or maybe something's hacked, and then all of a sudden blessings are there. Change does not always appear positive, as it is positive change. So stay with the ride. Know that if anything is different, there is something coming to you that is a blessing. If you are focusing on what you truly want in a positive way and in a present tense. Setbacks are only meant to make us stronger and get us ready. There is no force out there other than what you put out and you receive that is trying to harm you or give you bad luck or anything like that. It is only responding to what you put out, and you receive who you are. Affirmations are wonderful because they reprogram your subconscious mind, and you'll often start to feel them. But you can't fake them. Neville Goddard, a great teacher, was a little bit hesitant about using affirmations because he felt that people just repeated them and they didn't feel them. They didn't really use the full benefit of them. It was too easy for them. And so they weren't, he wanted them to receive the full benefit. But affirmations are good as a starting point when you're feeling like you have to reboot or get back on track in some way. I am abundant. I am healed. I am healthy. I am lovable. I am more than enough. I am successful. I am living my best life. These are wonderful affirmations. They are wonderful tools. And then as you start to say some, and there should only be about 5 or so that you say, because you don't want to have too many, because then they kind of lose their power. As you start to say them, memorize them, repeat them 5 to 10 times a day, at least, maybe a couple times a day, you start to feel them. You start to go, yes, I am living my best life. Then you notice things are working out for you. And sometimes the working out is so subtle. And maybe you don't even notice at first. Maybe you think the break you got at the store would have happened anyway. But no. It's from those affirmations. It's from that mindset. You attract who you are. If you're feeling good, the universe will try to send you good. It is responding to you. And it doesn't mind doing it. It doesn't measure or judge if you should get it over someone else or someone else over you. It responds to you. Now the key, and many teachers would tell you just hold it for a minute, but the key really is to be in a place of receiving pretty much as you can when you're awake. And then you'll notice your dreams will start to show it's in your subconscious mind while you're sleeping. I love when I dream because it tells me where I am. Now, as some of you know, I'm coming back from a surgery on my legs. And I had a dream recently where I was walking effortlessly through a building, meeting up with friends. And I right now need to occasionally, well, actually all the time right now. I like how I spoke. But right now I need a walker to assist me. Though I'm walking around more without it, I'm able to get around more. Not walking, but just moving around rooms and things. I'm much more mobile. But in this dream recently, I put it aside and I walked beautifully across the floor, a hardwood wax floor. And I knew, I'm like, oh, yes, I was so excited. That was my subconscious mind telling me my reality, my future, my physical future. And so let's say you have a dream where you're fighting with someone. That speaks to a reality in some way. Go to work on that relationship. Internally, first, and maybe entirely, because there's something there. Maybe it's your own insecurities that are coming out. But more likely, the dream is telling you the truth about what's going on where you currently are. If I have a dream where I'm wealthy, excited. And so, that is what I mean, your dreams, because they're your subconscious memory bank. They're your true core. And so they'll tell you where you are. Now, if you're one of those that is not able to have dreams or remember them, do not worry. Doesn't matter. But for those of you who are able to, that's a key. That is a key. Where you are is what you receive. If you're feeling like a millionaire, the universe will try to make you one. You have to allow, accept, and receive. If you're feeling cured, the universe has to help you make sure not to block. If you're feeling you're in loving relationships, the universe has to help you. Don't get in your own head with negative thoughts. Allow the universe to do its work. Knowing it's working in your life for the better. And most of all with this mirror work, be kind to yourself. Last night I rebooted because I realized that I was allowing others to penetrate how I am feeling about myself. Well, that's not right, and that's not fair, and that's not true. There's no truth in that. Be kind to the person in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. Point out what is positive. Say loving words. Every once in a while, even hug yourself. So very important. Again, you are not as others may be towards you. You are who you are, and it is up to you to define who you are. If you love yourself, truly, the world will love you. If you don't like yourself, the world may show you, usually will, that you're unlikable. We often go outside ourselves to a God that's outside of us when God is within us and around us, omnipresent. We tend to go outside for approval to others. Why are we giving others so much power? We're not to. We give the power to ourselves. I recently realized that it's all right to ask. I teach this. Ask and you shall receive. But I tend to ask from the universe, from my angels, from my guides. I don't ask from humans. Even if they say to me, if they ask me, what do you want? I'll usually say, oh, I'm good. I'm good. A very uncomfortable feeling comes over me with the knowledge that maybe it is all right. It is fully all right to say, I need this. But not to someone who doesn't really want to give it. I'll give a small example. If someone says, do you need or want anything and you're craving chocolate, ask for chocolate. Right? That's what I mean. That's what I mean. What I would normally say, oh, ask the angels or the guides for chocolate and see if somebody appears with it. By the way, I have manifested chocolate. Doing that. But maybe it's all right to just be forthcoming. It is new to me to do that. To speak with my voice, to express myself. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it and see. Because what will happen probably first is that I'll get the feedback of me because it's uncomfortable. Now, a great, successful teacher will tell you that what you want is outside your comfort level. I'll probably get people to go, really? You really want that? Okay. I was just being nice. They may not say it out loud, but they'll give you the vibration. And that's just me, being that woman in the mirror. But once you get used to doing it, if you're drawn to do it, I bet you it gets easier and easier and easier. I know it does. You ever notice the wealthy often gets free stuff? It's because they're used to receiving. They're open. They have no qualms about it. People just hand them things. All right? If you go to a award show, they get a gift bag worth thousands of dollars. How comfortable would you be with that? Really? Now, the wealthy had to work up to that. And sometimes they have moments. Sometimes there are very wealthy people that are very, very bad with money. They give it, they give the responsibility of their money out to others, and then they lose it. And then they have to learn and grow. Lottery winners sometimes can go through that. I don't think it is as many as advertised, but they can be in a receiving mode, and then they start to feel the way they were, from a place of I don't deserve, I'm uncomfortable. There are many benefits to my old life. And so they start to just kind of spend it all away or give it all away, and then they're back where they started. And sometimes in a place worse than where they started. But once you get into that moment of allowing and receiving and accepting, you can always do it again. Because you know what it took. You know how it feels. And that's good. Once you know how it feels, you can always do it again. You can always win again or get the opportunity again. You can always make a comeback. And that's a wonderful thing, to be able to stand up and walk forward. And so be kind and say what you want to that person in the mirror. look at her and him and say, I am successful. You are successful. You are wealthy. You are loved. You are living in this wonderful home in the mountains or at the beach. I am so excited for you. And know that you will have all those around you that want to be there, that are the best to be there, and that your life will work for you. And you will feel happy and loved. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you were able to connect with that in some way. Once again, if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're, and find me if you're on Facebook under my business page, and also on Instagram under Spirit Teacher Lisa Hopp. I also want to say that appointments with me are available not only in person, but via Zoom and telephone. But all appointments are booked online through my website. And it is for the best. And there is a wait. But the wait is because of referrals. And that is a good thing. And I hope that you will want to make an appointment. And I hope that today and through your life you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and can see the universe working for you. I'll talk to you next time. Many blessings.